Hi everyone.
Hi everybody.
We're WWE Gays.
I'm Jean-Luc.
I'm Nick.
And guess what?
Another quick tip.
Quick tip.
So today we're actually talking about technology, apps, apps and technology that have helped us out on our journey. Of course, scale. Make sure you get a good scale. But
don't use it all the time. If you know it's your enemy, don't use it all the time.
Yeah.
Until you can start a relationship with your scale.
Yeah, we have a video for that.
There's a video about how we use our scale.
Yeah.
And then also, you know what? Don't always make sure you don't always think that scale and victories have to be related.
Yeah.
Because there are so many other victories that you can have.
Yeah.
I love my T-shirt. It's an elephant. Sorry.
So today we're all going to be talking about apps and tools, electronic tools that have helped us on our journey so far. So one of the main things that I just thought of something that is not even on our list here. Our iPads.
Oh, yes.
And our phones, generally.
Our iPads and phones, yeah. Because first of all, we carry all our music on our phones.
Yep. So when we go to the gym, we use our phones to listen to music.
As our iPod.
Yeah.
But to listen to music, we use our iPads to download Netflix. So Netflix is another tool that we use.
Another app
that we use a lot.
And for anybody wondering why, Netflix allows you to download the shows onto your device. So when you go to the gym,
you don't need Wi-Fi.
You don't need Wi-Fi or use your data.
You're not using any data because a lot of the gyms don't have.
And to be honest,
Wi-Fi.
for anybody watching out there, that's the only way we can work out.
Key to this success: we gave up TV at home and do it only at the gym, basically.
We basically download Netflix shows, even shows that we have no interest in sometimes, and we just even movies and documentaries, and we just.
And we don't watch it together, but we'll watch it at the same time if we can, so that we can
tell each other.
And or we'll be like, watch that show, watch that show.
Yeah. So that's one of the main apps that we do use. In terms of our next major app that we use.
I think the number one app that we do use, I think we ordered them wrong. Because really, the WWE app is the one we use primarily, because that's where we...
So I'll hold it while you talk about it.
That's where we actually started this journey, and hence the WWE gays, right? Yeah. We're not the Apple gays, but we love apples, though. So basically, most of you have seen the WWE app. Nick's showing you his. It's probably not very clear there.
That's okay.
I'm going to put mine up as well, just so I can talk to you about some of the features that are on this app that are really, really handy. Well, first of all, you should all know how to add your points on your day. Add all your points in today. I've been bad. I haven't added any of my points today yet, but I know what my lunch and breakfast is. Today I had an egg, chicken. My breakfast was an egg, a hard-boiled egg, chicken, banana, an orange, and that was it.
Yeah, so your lunch was 7.
And my lunch was not 7 because I did not have what you had today. I had a clubhouse since I was home today.
I had a regular wrap today, so my lunch was 7 points. So I just
6.
put it in, see?
So I'm putting 6 points in. So again, you all know how to do this. I'm assuming you know how to do this since you're, if you have the app function. If not, you guys all know how to do your tracking. What's really cool about the app too is then there's a journey section. Like there's your day where at the top you get all your blue dots for accomplishing your meal.
It's when you're in healthy point range.
Right, between your healthy point range. And also remember, with the app, it actually helps you with the crossover. So if you actually have 4 points left at the end of the day, you can have them the very next day.
I don't know about how much. I think it was 6 is the max.
I think it's 4. I think it's 4. But
Okay.
we always eat our points throughout the day
as
much as we can. Another cool thing on here is you have your entire journey. So you have all of your weight loss tracked, so you can go back and see exactly where you were at specific times.
What's funny with us is that we've actually been WWE members since
2011, so we can go all the way back to 2011.
Yeah, we have all our weigh-ins since the beginning,
which is absolutely insane. There's also Connect, of course, which we post on quite a bit. I think none of these screens are showing, but Connect is really good because it's a community that really understands what you're going through. They understand your journey because you're going through the same journey. It's great to post videos, to post vlogs, to just tell people how you're feeling, show people your success, tell people you're frustrated because you know what?
And we've said this on videos before. Share.
I don't even care how many times you've gotten back into the car and driving down the road. Share it again because guess what? The more you share it, the more people are aware of it. And guess what? It makes you feel good when you have success and you have people supporting you.
Yeah.
It really does.
Actually, one of our friends, Roy, the one that we interviewed a few weeks ago, has now started posting on Connect. we told her when we met her that day, like, you need to use these
Start
tools.
using the tools.
And I know sometimes it's hard because you're like, oh, it's social media, my information is there. But you know what? Don't even put pictures. Just put what you're thinking about that day.
Exactly.
Use it as a journal.
Exactly. Use it as a journal. Yeah, for sure. And I have an orange cat over there that I'm gonna go check what he's doing because he looks suspicious. No, he looks suspicious.
Okay, so while he's going away, I'll keep going to WWE App. The app is really good because you can use the scanner. So when you go to the store, you can scan your food to get the points, the point values. You can also use there's a recipe builder, so you can use that to build recipes. You can look up food points for stuff that's in restaurants. So the app is really good to help you out. Plus, there's a coach section where you can click on it to get some help if you have
chat live with somebody that's a WW leader.
Yeah.
So they can actually help you with questions, or if you're having struggles with the app or things like that. Another cool thing, which we can't forget, which is the activity.
Yes.
So this is going to actually coincide with the next app that Nick's going to talk about a little bit. But the activity app is great because this is where you actually log all your activity and where you gain extra points, people. So, I mean, that in itself is a great incentive to want to be able to work out. If you want to be able to indulge a little bit more, get some activity in.
Yeah.
And again, it ranges from walking to strength training, elliptical, jogging, yoga, you name it, you could probably have it, and then you can add your own.
Yeah.
But what's really cool is the WW app actually allows you to attach to the Apple Health app, which then allows you to attach to your watch.
So the Apple Health app, for those who don't know, it's basically an app that tracks all your vitals. It tracks, your steps, how many stairs climbs you've done in a day, floors you climbed in a day, and if you have other accessories like the Apple Watch and the Fitbit, which is what we're going to talk about next, it actually syncs up to the WW app, so they sync up together. So for us right now, because we have the Apple Watch, it automatically adds our Fit points for us. So if you have a Fitbit or Apple Watch and you're wondering why is that not happening for me, look into it because you can sync up your watch to automatically add your points.
Sometimes in one of the apps on the phone, you have to put your watch or your Fitbit as the priority where it's collecting that information first.
But too hard to explain that over here.
So
if you have a question about it,
yeah.
ask us, but way too hard to explain over a video like this. So Apple Watch. So the reason we're talking about the Apple Watch is because this is the one we actually chose to buy. It's actually been a very important tool for us. And I know a lot of people think, oh, it's really expensive, and it is an expensive. It is an expensive watch. Like, it was not cheap to get. But at the time that we got it back in March, we needed the extra boost to help us push ourselves further.
Well, it was actually Nick's mom that convinced us. Well, she didn't convince us. She came down from Northern Ontario, and she wanted one. And she wanted to actually go to an Apple store. Oh, look, we have a visitor.
Yeah.
Look at little Saba.
And so we brought her.
We brought her to the Apple store because she was going to do a comparison between Apple Watch and Fitbit because there was a new Fitbit that was coming out at the same time. And when she got there, she was like, I'm buying one. And then Nick looked at me and said, so are we.
Yeah. So it's been a good tool because on the watch you have, first of all, you can connect to your phone and you can get all the functionality. You can get text messages on here, and you can answer phone calls. So those good functionality.
There's a walkie-talkie on it now too.
So you can directly connect with someone else. But the main thing for us and why we love this the watch is because it tracks your activity. So it tracks your heart rate and it tracks the calories you burn throughout the day. So now it might be hard to show you guys on here.
I don't know if you'll
so
see it.
see how there's three rings that pop up here. So these are the rings that I try to meet every day. The big circle ring is the calories burned that I burn throughout the day. So you can set that to any level you want.
Activity calories burned.
Yeah, activity calories, not regular.
All day calories.
So it's activities that you normally get when you're doing. So what it does is the watch constantly keeps your heart rate, tracks with your heart rate. So when you're doing activity, your heart rate goes up. So then it already starts counting calories towards that extra, the red ring around the outside. The second ring, the inside, is green, and that one is this exercise ring. So basically, the app says, the phone says, get at least 30 minutes of exercise every day.
Activity every day.
And that usually means, so when you're working out with the watch, you actually turn on an exercise app. On the exercise app, you get to choose what exercise you're doing. So if you're swimming, you put on swimming, and this watch is waterproof, so you can swim with it. And if you're doing elliptical, you put on the elliptical. If you're
walking indoors, walking outdoors.
So you choose your exercise, and as you're doing the exercise, your green ring adds up minutes. And when you get to 30 minutes, you get that ring. And then the next ring, the blue ring, that one is called your stand ring. So what happens is that every hour, the watch will say, stand up. And what it's basically making you do is making you stand up at least 1 minute every hour for 12 hours.
And it's not stand up and just stand there. It's stand up and move. You have to move a little bit because trust me, I stood there before and I was like, I'm not getting my hour.
Yeah. And so what this does is it forces the two of us to make sure we try to beat these rings every day. It pushes us to try to always maintain the same activity every day.
And what's really cool is that you get to set your own calorie burn.
Yes.
So if you want to be on a bigger calorie burn,
which is what I'm on right now.
What he's on.
I'm
on a lower.
1310.
Yeah, I started my calorie burn at 1450 is what I was doing. And then I lowered it as I became lifetime and maintenance. I lowered it because I didn't want to burn so many calories where I was going to keep losing weight. Yeah. I still wanted to make sure that I was at a good level, and I'm at 1150 now, and it's a good amount for me right now.
And then once I get to lifetime and maintenance, I'm going to lower mine as well. But right now, I'm still trying to get there. I'm still like everyone else, so I'm still waiting to be there. So that's some of the cool features about the activity. There's a lot of stuff with this too because it keeps track. So because it's connected to my phone and the health app on my phone, you actually stats. I can actually compare how much did I walk this year, how much did I walk last year, how much did I walk per month. What's my step count? What's my average step count? So it gives you a lot of stats to help you figure out how you're doing, and maybe you're trying to figure out how come I'm not getting as many, how come I'm not losing weight anymore? And you start noticing, I've been walking less this month, and maybe that's why. So these apps kind of help you out with that kind of. The watch and the phone help you with that kind of information.
How can you resist this little face?
So the next app we want to talk about is an app that we don't use as much anymore. It's called Carrot Rewards. It's only available for Ontario and BC, I think.
Oh, is it only those two provinces?
I think it's only those two provinces. Okay. It might be other ones. If anybody out there, I think Alberta is another one. There's only certain provinces. So if you check your Google store or Carrot store,
your
or the Apple store, and
Google,
check for Carrot Rewards, see if you can get it. And what that app does, it's an incentive app that gives you points towards either scene points or different, Petro Canada points.
I think Petro points as well. I don't remember.
Aeroplan. So what it does is that as you walk, if you reach your goal for the day, it gives you points that you can use then at movies or at Swiss Chalet. And this is basically what we do with it. And what it does is every day, the app has changed since we first started using it. It's quite a different now, and we don't use it as much anymore because our walking is one of our main focus of exercise. But if you are a heavy walker, I would suggest getting this app.
It's worth it. You're getting free points,
yeah.
especially if you like going to the movies.
Yeah.
Scene points.
Yeah. And not just that, the app sometimes gives you, it sends you
surveys
to get points.
Because it's attached to Service Ontario.
No.
Health Ontario. Sorry, Health Ontario. Yeah. What am I talking about? Health Ontario. Yeah. But still, it asks you a bunch of different surveys, and you get additional points for answering those surveys.
And not just that, the app also sometimes you can do challenges. So you can challenge your friends. You can also add friends, so you can compete against each other. So there's a lot of cool things to help you. And what happens is that the app usually starts off by setting you a small step goal, and every 2 weeks it increases it a bit more. So at the time we were using heavily back in January and February, we were at a point where we had gotten to almost like 70,000 steps a day was my
17,000. I thought you said 70. I was like,
no,
wow,
17.
Honey, 70. My biggest was 30. I don't know how you hit 70.
17 was my average daily goal of steps.
And I was doing at least 17 to 18,000 myself.
So, and at that point is when we realized walking wasn't really working for us anymore.
Not that it wasn't working, it just wasn't part. It couldn't be part of our daily activity anymore.
It was too
just
easy.
Because too easy, and not only that, we were doing so much at the gym, and then to add extra walking at work, we just couldn't do it. We got busy.
So now, through time, our goals have gone down. That's why we say we don't use it as much because it's taking a long time for the goal to come down. So, but it's still a good app for those of you who walk a lot and who want that incentive.
And then one of our fans, I would say, Lindy.
Lindy.
She was saying not that long ago that she's using this step bet app. You can't see it, but basically what you do is you log into this app. It asks you to connect it to your Apple Health app, so all your steps. And then it gives you an average it gives you 3 challenges, I think it was. The first challenge was 4 days, and it was telling me if I walk 4 days at 14,000 steps, I can win a prize. If I do the 2-day challenge, which was 17,000 steps, I can win a prize. But I guess you're in a pool of who knows how many people, and everybody puts a certain amount of money in, and if you
have to pay for this.
Pay for this. but you end up winning money if you meet your goal. So what happens is somebody doesn't meet their goal. If you're in a group of 10 people, you all put $10 in. There's $100, and only 3 of you meet that goal. You each get $33. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's kind of a cool little incentive to challenge your friends, do a group of you to do it together, and it makes you want to walk. Yeah. And it's almost like you're shooting that money back and forth to each other, because who knows how busy your lives are, because everybody's life is so different.
So those are the main apps that we know about. I know there's other ones out there. There's people that have calorie counter apps that are pretty good.
There's another one that was said. Yeah, there's one that someone was posted on one of ours, and I can't remember the name of it. But it had the same idea where it was counting your calories. You can scan at the grocery store to see how many calories things were per serving. So
we also another technology that we use, Facebook groups. So we're actually members of a few groups. There's the Canadian Cuties that we're part of, the WWE Canada No Spam group, and there's another one, Smart Points. Smart Points is another one. And these groups are really good because what they
post so much information, and people share so many questions.
And so when you read the questions, you can kind of get answers yourself on certain topics.
And so many people are so knowledgeable out there. I think what ends up happening is we don't tap into the resources of other human beings. We're dependent on so many apps and things like that, which is fantastic.
The groups I'm in, and one of them is called Smart Points, Flex, Freestyle Plan, Weight Watchers, Recipes, and Support. So that one has about 50,000 members. So it's a good place.
It's a pretty big group.
Yeah, so it's a good place to go if you want to go for recipe tips or you have questions. So make sure you look into Facebook groups, because those help a lot. We actually have our own group.
Own group as well.
That we, for our fans, that we like. If you look for W Gays and you look for groups, you'll find it. We actually have a group on Facebook as well as our page. But definitely look into those groups, because they definitely help you out. And I think, if I remember correctly, almost every single WW studio has their own group as well.
They also have a Facebook
our
group.
Brampton,
our Wanless
Center, that the one we visit to all the time, has an actual Facebook group that we're members of, and then we can actually talk to other people from our groups, from our meetings, from our workshops. So it's kind of nice to have all these tools. And like we said, we don't use all of them anymore, but all of them have had kind of a way to help us.
And funny is we use Carrot still. It's still on my phone, so when I make my goals, I still get my 1 point here or there sometimes. So it's not like I need to have it on the back of my mind all the time, but it's kind of fun to say I'm earning points. Yeah. I get a lot of activity in. But just think, even if your activity is mainly walking, why not get points for it?
Exactly.
Like, get some free points out of it.
And like you said, we understand it, and people might want to get, instead of the Apple Watch, and get a Fitbit. We didn't really talk about it because we've never had one.
We've never had them.
Can't say what the pros and cons are.
But I've heard of a lot of people love them.
And
don't forget, your phone is a pedometer as well.
Yes.
So you can just have your phone on you and walk with your phone. The only difference is when you have a watch or Fitbit, it's a lot more accurate, because you don't forget your phone. You won't forget it. It's attached to you, right? What's really nice too is this one, if you're not around your phone, it'll hold the memory until you get into 50-meter range from your phone, and then it will sync up. So sometimes you'll look at your apps and you'll see that there's not, like, your steps on your watch are different from your steps on your phone. So don't worry about that. They will eventually sync up.
Yeah, so that's basically our spiel about apps. If you have an app that you use, share it
Post
below,
it,
because
please,
you know what, a lot of people might benefit from that. It could be any
we
app
might
at
benefit
all.
from
we
it.
might benefit from it. Even
if it's a recipe builder, oh my goodness, that's weird.
That's weird if you said the same thing. So any app that helps you out, like Pinterest is another one I think is a good one, because you get a lot of recipe ideas. So share them below. You know, we always love comments. We love you guys giving us ideas of what you guys want to see. Yeah, what you guys want to see, what you want us to talk about. And so thank you for watching. Subscribe below. You can also find us on Facebook, W Gays from Fat to Fit. You can find us on Twitter at WW_gays. You can find us on Instagram and Connect, NikkiPoo999.
Chirp7719.
And thank you for watching. This week on this week's recipe is going to be I think turkey burger.
Ooh, yummy!
Our turkey burger recipe. And then on this weekend, I don't think we've decided exactly. Oh, this weekend is our CN Tower
time.
So we found out we can't film inside the tower or have the phone with us.
So we're gonna have to film before
and after.
And then after.
But we will still, talk about.
You'll see it. You'll see it. You'll see it somehow.
Yeah, and so that's what we'll be doing this weekend.
Sunday.
So hopefully we'll see you guys then, and have a good night.
Have a great night, everybody.
Bye.